Okay, so this is mathematics paper 2. Mathematics paper 2 section B. Mathematics paper 2 section we are saying section B. Okay, very important. So what you required to do, make sure that you pause the video, you write down the topic in your book, and you say angle difference. So on earth geometry, we are going to focus on angle difference. Then from here now, we are going to proceed and go to what we call distance calculation and time calculation. So this is how we are going to go about this one. Then we are going also to consider finding the length of the given latitude. Okay, so first and foremost, those of us who are just coming across this video for the first time, make sure that you join my online classes, and my number is 0976 136601, and be part of the family that is going to make impact in the coming exam. Okay, so without me wasting much of your time, ladies and gentlemen, let us proceed and understand that we are looking at earth geometry, and this topic comes in paper 1 and in paper 2. So the one we are doing, the concept that we are doing is only for paper 2. Okay, so angle difference. Angle difference, you need to consider between the two given towns or the two given points. Okay, if we are able to see point A, point B, point C, and point D, therefore, we can be asked to calculate the angle difference between point A and point B, and we can also be asked to calculate the angle difference maybe between point A and point C. Now, these questions are normally phrased in this way. So they are going to ask you to say, calculate. So they can ask you to say calculate. Okay, calculate. Calculate angle difference between A and B. Or if they are not asking it in this way, they can ask you to actually calculate or find. They can say find or calculate angle difference between A and B, or they can say find the difference. So this is the language of ECZ. Find the difference, so that when you come across this kind of a question and the language, you will be able to relate. Okay, find the difference in latitude. So they can say find the difference, let's say maybe in longitude, but mainly they like asking in latitude. So the one I've given here is latitude. So in longitude, we are going to indicate 100 degrees east. Okay, so you can also know the angle difference in longitude, and you can also know the angle difference in latitude. So the first one is saying calculate angle difference between A and B, meaning between the two given points A and B. So now, what are you going to do, or what are you supposed to do when they ask you to calculate the angle difference between the two given points? So what we are going to do, we are going to say solutions. Okay, so that you guys understand. So the angle difference between point A and point B, all you should consider is knowing fully to say the angle difference they're asking or they are looking for is the value of theta. So you can do a simple extension as you are preparing for your exam, a value of theta at this point. So how are you going to get this value of theta? So this is the latitude, 60 degrees. And when they are saying the angle difference between A and B, meaning they are considering latitude is 60 degrees. So the 2 points are sharing the same angle. So where are you going to pick the values that you are going to use? You are going to consider the longitude passing at point B and this line passing at point A. So this is 65 degrees west. So we are going to pick 65. You are saying 65 degrees west plus 100, okay, plus 100 what degrees what east. So this is how we are going to align, or maybe we can change the arrangement of numbers and start with 100, okay, 100 degrees what east. Then we are going to say this is the 65 degrees west. So you're finding the angle difference between point A and point B. So we are saying avoid this is 60 degrees north and consider only this line that is passing at point A and consider this line that is passing at point B with 100 degrees east and a 65 west. So this is how good you can become in terms of calculating the angle difference. So now there's a principle or there's a rule that says when you have different directions, what you should do is you need to add. So I've put a plus here, 0 plus 5, we are getting a 5, and 0 plus 6, we are getting a 6, and this is just a 1. So the angle difference between A and B is 165 degrees. So this is how you need to consider this one, okay? This is how you need to consider this one, which is the angle difference between A and B. Okay, apart from this one, we said you can also be asked to calculate the angle difference in longitude, angle difference in longitude, angle difference in longitude. Okay, so the angle difference in longitude, longitude 100 degrees what? 100 degrees east. So the angle difference in longitude, that is the difference, the angle difference between point B and point D. Okay, so this is just the other value of theta between point B and point D. So what you are going to do on this one, you are going to consider the latitude that is passing at point D and the latitude that is passing at point B. So this is the angle difference between B and D. So what we are going to do is we are going to say the angle difference between B and D, all you should do is consider the latitude that is passing at point B and the other latitude that is passing at point D. Okay, so this is angle difference in terms of longitude. So what we are going to consider, we'll pick a 60. So we have a 60 degrees north because it is just near to the north part of the world, and we have the 70 degrees south. Okay, so this is what you are going to consider. Then having different directions, remember you need to add, and this is a 0 plus 0 and this is going to be a 130 degrees. So this is how best you can go about finding the angle difference between B and D. Thank you so very much, and this is how we have started doing earth geometry. Okay, thank you so very much. Make sure that you copy the question, you even consider the solution, then you go through, then we are going to do distance calculation in the evening. Thank you.